Most bankers aren't ready to help you until after their third cup of coffee. But with Central National Bank's after-hours service, you don't have to wait for the bank lobby to open to get help. You can contact us from 6 to 8:30 in the morning or from 5 to 10 in the evening, and we'll connect you to a real, live, local person who can answer questions and fix problems 7 days a week. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. Member FDIC.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
White trash fight all through the night, deep in the heart of Texas. The trailer park is nice and dark, deep in the heart of Texas. That drinks his brew and he spits his chew, deep in the heart of Texas. The TV blares, but no one cares, deep in the heart of Texas. Here we go.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to this is a King of the Hill podcast. I am Mike.
And I'm Rusty.
Rusty, we are here for a That Ain't Right Friday.
That ain't right. And it is Friday.
It is Friday. And what we want to discuss here is a little article from movieweb called How the King of the Hill Revival Could Handle Deceased Cast Members.
Yeah, there's been a lot of speculation about it now that, there's been a lot of speculation now that Johnny Hardwick has passed.
Yeah.
And so for me, I'll go ahead and get my rundown of it. A lot of people want to go AI. People say AI route.
Sure.
And then you got to retire the voice actors, retire the voices, characters, or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's really tough either direction you go because you're going to piss somebody off no matter what you do. But if I was the executive in charge, it would be really hard to continue on those characters because it's kind of like I don't even want to compare it like this because people dying is a lot more tragic than this. But say it's like a Hall of Football famer. Or a football Hall of Famer that gets into the Hall of Fame. They retire that number. That number never gets to be used again in football, for that whatever team or whatever it is. A lot of them, they retire the number. So it's in that kind of in that same vein, retire the character in honor of the voice actor that passed.
So
But it's hard to do. It's hard to carry on a show without Dale and Luann.
So we've got
honestly.
Luann, Lucky, and Dale.
Like Lucky to
They've
me
all
is not that
passed.
important because
No, I think anybody.
I don't
could
even
do
know
Lucky.
that much about Lucky. I mean, I know that Tom Petty is great.
Yeah, sure.
The voice actor was great. The direction of Lucky was great.
Right.
It just like for me though, as a King of the Hill fan, all my favorite King of the Hill episodes.
I mean, he had kind of
he's
become
not even around yet.
He had kind of become part of the family at the end and those things.
Yeah.
But I'm not so much worried about recasting his voice because I think there's a lot of people that could do that.
Yeah.
And it maybe he finally had his final slip and pee-pee or whatever, and he knocked himself out or something. Who knows?
Yeah. But I think you got to write these people out though. I don't think you could keep them in. I don't think you could have a Luann even keeping them alive and not existing. I don't know. I think you have to kind of write them off.
Well, there's a couple of ways that they address this. They say option one, like you were saying, retire the characters.
Yeah.
They may choose to have these characters suffer a similar fate with the loss of the actors. Doesn't necessarily mean they die, but perhaps they could move away from Arlen. In fact, each of the characters is built in way that they could easily be written off. So what they're talking about is the time jump that happens to begin with, and it is very possible that Luann and Lucky may have moved away. Their daughter, I guess, would be this is a 15-year time jump? So,
15-year time jump.
So the daughter would be 15, 16 years old, something like that, right? And what was her daughter's name? What's the baby's name? because I know they wanted Meatloaf or something like that, and I can't remember what they came up with.
Oh, I can't remember either,
Anyway.
honestly.
What they're saying is the daughter would be a little older. Maybe they want to build a new life for themselves in a new town. They could have moved away or whatever, and that's probably the easiest way to handle that.
Yeah.
You could still have the daughter around because that's a brand new character.
That's a
basically,
completely brand new character for sure.
Now,
Just mitigating the where are the parents? Where are
the elephant in the room though is Dale, because
he's too crucial of a character. Well, even
is
Luann
super
by
crucial.
herself she's crucial too.
Yeah.
You have to have Luann. So to be able to recast both of them or write them both out, that's tough for the show's whole atmosphere. Because the interactions between Luann and Hank are some of the funnier moments of the show. Some of the more top 5 moments of the show are Luann and his interactions.
Sure.
And then you've got the whole premise of the show is 4 friends. To me, King of the Hill is less about Hank and his family, and it's more about Hank and his buddies. To me, that's what it's about. Everybody's like, oh, it's about, Hank and his family. Well, no, it's more about Hank and his relationship with everybody in the neighborhood and things like that. But to me, it's more about Hank's relationship with his buddies from high school.
Sure.
Because the very first scene of the show you get is those 4 guys standing in front of a pickup truck.
Yeah.
And that's what you get. And the last scene of the show is 4 dudes standing, or what was meant to be the last show, is 4 guys standing in an alley reminiscing about their lives. So it's like, how do you go on without Dale?
One way they say, if you're going to retire the character, that maybe he, the Rusty Shackelford thing has caught up with him. Maybe he's moved into witness protection or something like that.
Yeah.
But I will say the nice thing in talking to his friend and then hearing some of the reports that came out, it did say that he recorded a limited number of episodes.
I think it was 6 is what they said.
He's already done some, and I think that honestly for us fans, it'll kind of give us a way to say goodbye.
Yeah, and it's sad to have lost him before they could do more.
No kidding.
But I'm sure, as tragic as it is, like you said, for the fan base to even get to see any type of revival and get to see what that might even look like, that's what Johnny, I feel like, based on what his buddy and everything said, that that's what Johnny wanted. That's what
I don't doubt
what he would want.
I don't doubt it. And honestly, at this time they could take what Dale has done and feed it into AI and probably train it well
generate his voice and stuff like that. And I guess it would
wouldn't necessarily be terrible.
And for that, it would be a test. You would have to test that.
Sure.
So you would have to take that and you'd have to test it with the actual audience and then see how well that would even work. Because at the end of the day, the human ear, the human eye, we detect and we could tell. As human beings, we can look and hear things, and our bodies tell us, oh, well, that's not human.
It's not right. Yeah, there's something actually not right
if we're listening to it and it puts off and projects that type of, if they don't edit it right or if it's not done in a way that feels human, I don't think that it's going to work.
One of the nice things is that it is animated, so it's not like you're wholesale replacing these characters.
No.
You just have to worry about voices.
You could recast.
And you could recast. I don't know that I'm crazy about that, but
I haven't heard. I've heard a lot of people imitating Dale Gribble, and Johnny Hardwick's voice, but I've still, like, every now and again you'll get a good voice actor that can mimic a voice of somebody so good that it probably could pass as the actual voice. But I haven't heard any yet for Dale Gribble or Luann. There are people that think they can do it, but there's nobody I've heard that is just spot on.
Right. There's one that we haven't talked about, and that's Toby Huss. He is not supposed to return.
Yeah,
and
he's not.
The problem with Toby Huss is he did Cotton and he also did Khan. Now, I understand the Khan thing because of the cultural insensitivity.
Yeah.
But
even though
you're still going to have to recast him or something.
That they were awarded an award by it
doesn't matter.
An Asian American ethnic organization that said that show treated the Laotian culture and ethnicity with the utmost respect. King of the Hill did the finest job in television, according to these people, at portraying an Asian American. So I don't understand why it would be such a big deal, because are there how many Laotian voice actors are there in the United States? I'm sure there are, but how many are there really that are just dying for that position to be? I'm not saying there aren't any, but he's not stealing jobs from anybody.
No, and you've got a lot of characters in there. You've got a lot of characters in there that were voiced by the same people too. So like Joseph. Joseph was Brittany Murphy for a while.
Brittany Murphy for a good while, yeah.
He hit puberty, and they went with Breckin Meyer.
Yeah, they switched with Breckin Meyer.
And so, as far as I know, Breckin Meyer's alive and kicking. So
I'm sure he'll probably if they don't change his voice entirely.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it could end up being John Redcorn's voice actor doing his voice.
Yeah, I guess he could. Well, and that's probably
Voss.
a really good point because Joseph will be almost 30.
Yeah, they'll be like 28. I think is what the age up would put them at.
So I can see
because they're like 12, 13 in the show, so they'll be like 28, 27.
Yeah, I can see Joss doing that, and probably doing a pretty good job. Because I don't know if Redcorn's still around, but maybe he is. That guy's got a phenomenal voice, so whatever he does, I'm sure is going to be great.
He's got a great voice. He's actually
he's a funny guy too.
Yeah, he's one of the ones that I tried to contact. He's one of the ones I wanted to. They got fees.
It's like
stuff.
How much you got?
Yeah, what you got? What's in your pocket, son?
No matter what, I hope that they stay true to the characters, just the spirit of the characters, and there are ways to write them out. And again, we're going to say this for the millionth time. I think we trust Greg Daniels and Mike Judge to do the right thing here. I know how close they are to those characters.
They're extremely close to them. So close in the fact that, like, as everybody that listens to this know, and you and I know, Greg Daniels wasn't even really originally a creator of the show,
right?
But he came in with characters like Luann and Cotton. And it was, that's what I'm saying. That's why I trust these guys with the show so much, is because I feel like when I watch their stuff they create, because they create The Office, Parks and Rec, all the stuff that Greg Daniels has done on his own, and Paul Lieberman and stuff too. Everything they do seems like a passion project. Mm-hmm. It doesn't seem like they half-ass with just lack of emotion and just trying to throw something together to make a quick buck. Everything that they do feels like it's a true, wholehearted passion project where they're trying to create something. They're not worried about the back end. They're worried about making something that the audience will enjoy and love. And that's what I've appreciated about all. That's the reason why my top 5 shows are Greg Daniels adjacent or affiliated or Mike Judge created shows.
Sure. No, I trust them to do the right thing. I wish this thing would get rolling. It's too bad about the actor strike and all that stuff because I think we would probably have a release date at this point, if not.
Well, that's what I'm about to do this week is I'm about to go through all the stuff that they've released recently and go through and watch all of the Greg Daniels, Bandera Entertainment stuff because they've got like 3 projects out right now, I think, that are active to be watched, and I haven't seen any of them yet. So I think that's what I might spend the rest of the week watching for my TV watching. So
it's all up in limbo. We really hope that they handle it the right way. Because
for sure.
This show means an awful lot.
It's got
to
be
both
delicate.
of us.
Yeah, it's got to be delicate. Yeah. It's got to be delicate for the fans now because now you got a lot. The navigating it is different now. Navigating Luann and Lucky is one thing, but now you have to navigate Luann, Lucky, and Dale Gribble on top of that. So.
Well, Luann, Lucky, Dale Gribble, Joseph.
Joseph. Well, I feel like some of them are easier to mitigate, but Dale's too hard. I feel like that's too hard of a voice.
Dale's a tough one. Yeah. Even if it's like saying Stephen Root. Stephen Root did so many voices in this thing.
Oh yeah.
If you lost him, I don't know where you'd be.
Yeah.
But that does us for a That Ain't Right Friday. You want to tell them where they can find us?
You can find us at bwaaakoth.com, or you can find us on roguemedianetwork.com. And you can also find us at patreon.com/bwaaakoth.
Yeah, if you can, help us out on the Patreon. It's just $3 a month. And all it does is help us support making of this show. We're happy to call you guys out and let you know that we appreciate you so much. Either way, even if you can't do it, we appreciate you listening and helping with our numbers. And we will be back on Monday with another episode.
Women Tanya.
Women Tanya, indeed.
Whoa!
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.